The final scream echoed as 8 billion people stood on the Nullarbor plain, throats dry and stomachs growling. In hunger, they simultaneously ordered 8 billion cups of Starbucks coffee, each costing $2.70, totaling over 20 billion. But who would deliver milk tea to the middle of Australia's wilderness? One person screamed, "Send an SOS signal to the aliens!" Everyone burst into laughter, while Nullarbor shimmered quietly under the moonlight, as if it had just witnessed humanity's greatest joke. But wait, let me tell you what this insane and fascinating topic is all about. You probably guessed it. What happens if 8 billion people on Earth scream at the same time? This idea is inspired by a mysterious phenomenon that once puzzled the world: the hum, a low-frequency sound recorded in many places since the 1970s, especially in Taos, New Mexico. Locals described it as a persistent humming, like a distant engine, but no one could pinpoint its origin. Scientists studied and proposed many theories, from underground pipe vibrations, electromagnetic waves, to geological activity. One theory suggests the hum might result from low-frequency sound waves resonating in air or land. Though just a small cluster of sound sources caused it, the hum made us wonder, if 8 billion people screamed, could it shake the atmosphere or even alter our understanding of vocal power? This question takes us on a fictional journey, where science, economy, and a dash of humor combine, turning the Nullarbor into the stage for the greatest scream in history. Imagine a place of near absolute silence, where you can hear your heartbeat among the gentle winds. The Nullarbor Plain, a barren land stretching over 200,000 kilometres in southern Australia, is one of the flattest and widest places on Earth. With endless dry grasslands and not a hill or tree in sight, Nullarbor holds a harsh yet mesmerizing beauty, as if Earth has flattened a corner of itself to tell an ancient tale. Formed from million-year-old limestone, this land once lay beneath the ocean, and now it stands silent under the blue sky. But what if 8 billion people gathered here and screamed at once? Let's find out. The hum is an acoustic mystery that has puzzled scientists for decades. First reported in Bristol, UK in the 1970s, then in Taos, New Mexico in the 1990s, the phenomenon appears as a low-frequency hum, 20-40 Hz, often heard only by sensitive individuals. Studies confirmed the sound is real, not a hallucination, with intensity usually below 60 decibels dB. Some theories relate it to infrasound from industrial activity like ventilation or machinery. Other theories mention seismic vibrations or electromagnetic interactions in the atmosphere. Notably, low-frequency sound waves can travel kilometers without significant energy loss. This makes the hum a global phenomenon, reported in places from Canada to New Zealand. Though its origin remains unclear, the hum proves that sound, even faint, can have great impact when amplified or resonated. That sets the stage for one question. What happens if all of humanity shouts at once? If one small sound source created the hum, what would 8 billion people screaming sound like? Imagine everyone on Earth gathering on the Nullarbor Plain and shouting in unison for 1 second. This isn't just a symbolic act, but a grand scientific experiment, a test of the limits of sound and its impact on the environment, society, and the global economy. Why the Nullarbor Plain? First, its size is the key factor. With an area of over 200,000 square kilometers, it's spacious enough to host 8 billion people. 1 per square meter. That would only require 8,000 tons calculars in total. Compared to the Sahara or Amazon, Nullarbor is flatter and obstacle-free. No mountains, no dense forests, perfect for organizing a massive crowd. The limestone ground, once the ocean floor, is solid enough to bear billions without sinking. Its ancient seabed history adds to its uniqueness. The dry yet temperate climate, around 20-25 degrees Celsius, prevents heat exhaustion. No extreme heat waves, no icy storms, just barren serenity. Its natural silence, free from urban noise, makes it ideal for an unpolluted global scream. No traffic, no factories, no interference. The plain's raw beauty, with golden grasses under a deep blue sky, adds cinematic glory to the moment. Science meets spectacle. Getting 8 billion people to Nullarbor is a logistical nightmare beyond anything in history. Imagine using Boeing 747s, each carrying 400 passengers. It would take 20 million flights at 100,000 each, totaling 2 trillion for transport alone. Australia lacks the airports, so we'd have to build thousands of temporary runways on Nullarbor. That adds another 2-3 trillion in infrastructure cost. Food and water is another challenge. $5 per person per day adds 40 billion for one day. Add tents, toilets, medical stations, it all balloons into hundreds of billions more. The total could reach 5 trillion. But let's assume a strange sponsor, maybe an interplanetary alliance, covers it all. They mobilize millions of pilots, billions of liters of fuel, and an army of logistics personnel. Each plane lands, people disembark and crowd onto the dry grass, buzzing with nervous energy. Nullarbor, once silent, becomes the center of the universe, ready for a scream of destiny. What happens when 8 billion people scream together? Let's break it down from the physics of sound. A human scream averages 80 to 100 decibels, dB at 1 meter, with frequencies from 100 Hz to 3000 Hz. If 8 billion scream in unison, sound waves combine to create a colossal pressure wave. According to the logarithmic rule, every 10x sound sources add 10 dB. With 8 billion people, 109, the center could hit 110 to 200 dB, far beyond pain threshold. 120 dB causes pain. 150 dB ruptures eardrums. Sound weakens over distance. It fades in open air. A few kilometers away, the level drops to 100 to 120 dB, like a jet engine. This shockwave might be picked up by global audio sensors, a fingerprint echo like no other. Could it cause physical damage? Not likely. Even at 200 dB, it can't shatter glass or collapse structures unless focused intensely. Nullarbor's solid limestone base would vibrate but not crack. The ground might tremble but won't collapse. What about resonance? Only if all scream the same pitch. But Nullarbor's natural frequency is under 0.01 Hz, too low to resonate with a human scream. Open air also prevents standing waves. No Broughton Bridge disaster here, so the scream is spectacular but harmless. A sonic event heard for miles, but no real destruction. It's not just science, it's a social symbol. All humanity united in one place for one voice. Crowd psychology kicks in. Excitement, tension, maybe even panic. One scream, many emotions. To synchronize the scream, we'd need huge speakers, screens, and uplifting music. A global concert like no other. What if 8 billion people screamed through the most powerful concert speakers in human history? Let's explore this acoustic apocalypse. According to reliable sources, Sleazy Joe's concert in Hässleholm, Sweden, 2008, reached 143.2 dB, an all-time record. That sound level is far beyond safe limits. Other concerts like Motorhead, 130 dB, or Left Field, 137 dB, came close, but Sleazy Joe remains the loudest. An average human scream hits 80 to 100 dB at 1 meter, with frequencies from 100 to 3000 Hz. When amplified through Sleazy Joe's system, each scream can hit 143.2 dB. But sound energy adds logarithmically. Every 10x increase in sources adds 10 dB. With 8 billion screamers, we reach 213.2 dB total. 143.2 plus 10 next log 109. 213.2 dB is unimaginable, far above pain, rupture, and even shockwave thresholds. No concert, explosion, or aircraft has ever matched this level. But sound fades over distance. It weakens as it travels. A few kilometers out, it drops to 100-120 dB, like a jet engine. These waves would be detected globally, leaving a unique acoustic fingerprint. Sound labs from Tokyo to Toronto would record it. Could it break windows or collapse buildings? Not really. Even at 200 plus dB, the effect is dispersed. Only focused sound does real damage. Nullarbor's limestone base might vibrate, but it won't crack or collapse. But the event didn't just spark scientific questions, it raised sociological ones too. Keeping 8 billion people in order demands unprecedented global coordination. Health issues, sanitation, and logistics push global systems to their limit. A sneeze could spark panic, and a broken toilet could cause chaos. But if successful, it becomes a cultural milestone. The scream of humanity, a monument to cooperation. After the scream, the hardest part begins, sending everyone home. Using 10,000 Boeing 747s flying 10 times a day, it would take 200 days. Transport cost alone is $3 trillion, but the real blow is economic disruption. 10 days of global shutdown costs another $3 trillion. Total damage? $11 trillion, including travel, return, and lost productivity. A scream so loud, it bankrupted the world. Disbanding 8 billion people is a coordination nightmare. Temporary runways run 24/7, global airports overflow. Remote villagers may be stuck for months. Humanitarian crisis looms. Meanwhile, Nullarbor suffers environmental scars. The scream ends. 8 billion people stand on Nullarbor, dry throats, rumbling stomachs. In hunger, they order 8 billion bubble teas, $5 each, totaling 40 billion. But who would deliver tea to the wild heart of Australia? One shouted, "Send an SOS to aliens!" The crowd bursts into laughter while Nullarbor gleams under moonlight, like it just witnessed mankind's greatest joke.